Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the General Hospital recap for August 10th through 14th, 2026. We do not have any Port Charles pipelines this week.
That means we either made everyone very happy or very mad. I don't know which one.
Well, we only had a couple last week, but I'm trying to figure it out because some weeks we have like so many and they're all so good. So it's like on those weeks, do we just do it as a separate thing that we just release as like a bonus? Or so that way the other episode, because sometimes they can take 20 minutes, which
True.
is fantastic, guys. We want you to write in. We want to have these conversations with you. We want you to tell Amanda how wrong she is. And
that doesn't happen, actually, but okay.
I do feel like we both have a fair amount of correctness, just not lately. So I know I got grief for, what was it that I got grief for that I was wrong about? The people wrote in and said I was wrong.
The last thing was Dante, whenever you said he wasn't threatening Lulu.
Yeah, that was it.
I don't remember anything after that.
No, that was the only one. Okay, so.
Okay. But I was right, so it's the one that matters, the most recent one.
But on the weeks that we have a lot, like, is that something that we should do? Is separate them out. Ironically, if you guys want to write in and let us know your thoughts on that, if you wanted to keep it as all in one on the Monday episode, or would you prefer that we break it off? Because I don't know. I listen to my podcasts I look at the time. I do listen a lot at 1.5, sometimes double speed, depending on how they talk. But I base it on what my commute's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a shorter commute, I'm not going to listen to a longer podcast, even if I'm listening to it at 1.5 or double the speed, because I might get home before I can finish it. And I don't really listen to them while I'm at home. So I don't know, just kind of throwing that out there, On the weeks we don't have any, we just don't have any. And that's okay. So we don't have any. I don't even think there was any news this week for anything. Do you?
No, not that I saw.
I didn't see it. So I was sick a lot here. Early reality check. I was also sick this week and pretty much just like dead to the
I told you earlier in the week. I don't know why you did that. Get over it.
My body likes to wait until I literally have like 1.5 days that I can be sick, and it does.
Got it.
Yep. But so along the same topic is our 411 this week is our fan roundtable that we had on August 1st.
Yes.
So that was fun.
That was fun.
We definitely have to do that again. And we do have to figure out what we're going to do as our 411s coming up. So if you guys have any ideas, like we're not going to read those as Port Charles pipelines, but if you have any ideas, like, is there something going on the show right now that you want a little bit more information about, or doesn't even have to be what's going on in the show right now, just something. Write in. We'll see if it'll be something that we do. Not like we don't have other ideas, but we also want to do what people want to hear.
Right. And I just don't feel like it's time to get into a super long one. Like, first of all, I'm not ready. Emotionally, I'm not ready. But second of all, with like back to school starting and all that stuff, I just feel like the weeks are crazy. All the kids' sports are starting back up, all of that stuff. So who knows that you can dedicate every Thursday to listen to that. So
yeah. Well, that's the beauty of the 411s. Those are bingeable. Those are not necessarily time sensitive. Sometimes they are, but not always. But yeah, I'm not. And until certain topics are being discussed on the show, we're not starting it.
Yeah, I agree. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Did we look? Is Molly's book a real book? We did look, right? It's not?
No, at the time it was not. What is it, Laredo Sunrise?
I believe so.
I feel like that needs to be a song.
Maybe you can write one to go with the book release.
It's not real.
Man.
It should be real we would read it just
We
like we read
would.
her first two.
Right. I was thinking that would be the perfect 411 up and coming.
Well, you never read John Lindstrom's book.
I did not. You're right.
Because I'm on his second one now, and I haven't read it yet, but I have it. I mean, I'd read the first one again. It was pretty good.
Okay.
So, we'll figure it out. We always have to this point. So,
Right?
If you want to do a fan spotlight, go to the website, generalhospitalpodcast.com, fill out the fan spotlight form. We can always do those. Those are always fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess this week was just kind of like a meh week.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what Hulu headlines say. On Monday, Jason tries to reason with Drew, and Michael makes a promise. On Tuesday, Cody encounters Serena, and Emma is disappointed. On Wednesday, Sonny prepares for battle.
Mm-hmm. Not really battle, but yeah.
Yeah. And Drew relays his plan. On Thursday, Willow is threatened. No, Willow has the truth given to her.
Mm-hmm.
And Britt seeks out Rocco. And on Friday, Jason opens up to Carly, and Tracy receives a shocking request. Where are we starting?
I felt bad for Emma this week.
Oh.
She was trying to make all kinds of fun plans, and Gio's like, oh, I can't that weekend. I can't that weekend. I can't that weekend. She's pushing it all the way back to Thanksgiving for them to go and have a romantic weekend. And he still is like, I don't think I can. We have to promote our music and whatever. So it was very cute to see her having her conversation with Anna, talking about how disappointed she was and how happy she is to have Anna back to talk to. And then Anna was like, yeah, it's hard to date a rock star. I know. And then gave her some advice to just remember that all those girls want him, but he only wants you, which was very sweet. But I just felt bad for her. Like, they're so cute together, and she was trying
and
so hard.
And she put so much thought into the timing of it, too.
Right.
With, this is why I picked this time, because this is happening, and this is going to be happening. And, you know, she mentioned the things that she's going to be doing also. Oh, I loved that Robin's not on board with her taking a ton of science classes so that she can hurry up and get into veterinary school.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm all for don't let your kids burn out, but I was just surprised that Robin was
right.
Perhaps Robin was like, hey, listen, I did that. So
that's a good point. I'm sure that
maybe
she almost got burnt out. So
yeah. But I did love also that Anna referenced a boyfriend that we never talk about. That was Eli Love, who was Rick Springfield. And it was so funny because I had just watched a TikTok on, I think it was a guy was going around to a bunch of teachers or school staff. And he said, what year were you born? And so they said, like, 2002, 2003, 2000, 1998. And he asked each and every one of them, what did Rick Springfield want? One person knew, and they were born in 1997 or 1998.
Oh, wow.
And at first, you could tell that she thought that she knew it because she started to say something and then she went, oh, Jesse's girl. You know, so it was definitely like she knew it.
Yes.
But the other ones, not a clue.
No.
But yeah, that was the first time I feel like we've heard Anna discuss anyone other than Robert or Duke.
Right.
And Faison, who doesn't really count as,
no.
I mean, Valentin too, but Valentin is such a more recent one that I feel that that's an obvious one.
Right.
So yeah, that was pretty cool.
It was.
I
miss those days. Those were fun.
That would be an interesting cameo to have come back.
That would be great.
Because he just did, well, what was that show that we watched? Because
oh my gosh,
he was on it with Jessica Simpson, and Jessica Simpson was not the Jessica Simpson of the 90s in it.
Kim Kardashian. They're a bunch of attorneys.
Yes.
They're women.
What the heck is, okay, hold it, guys.
Oh no.
We'll get our Port Charles 411 or our Port Charles pipeline in here somewhere.
We talked about it at the time because I said I didn't want to like that show, but I did like the show.
All's Fair on Hulu.
There you go.
Are they getting a season 2?
I hope so, because now I want to watch it because you just said that.
But that was only that one episode.
It was only that one episode because, yeah, he was an awful boyfriend to Jessica Simpson.
Yep.
Well, Jessica Simpson's character.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like it's getting a 3rd season. Yay.
Yay.
Okay. So.
I love the way your brain worked there. You were just like, wait, we just saw him. Like, we just saw him.
Right. Well,
sure.
Yeah. Yep. But you knew exactly where I was going with it. We watched him on something.
Mm-hmm.
I just meant that he's still acting. So it's not that like it would be completely out of the question that he would be perhaps available. He's also written some books.
Oh, okay.
I listened to one and he narrated it. It was interesting.
Okay.
It was
Is it appropriate to talk about on our PG show?
No.
Well,
No.
then we can't do a book review with that one.
No. Nope. It was, what was it? Magnificent Vibration.
Okay.
And not that.
A free toy for every buyer.
No. It says, why are we here? What is love? Is there a Loch Ness monster? Does God send text messages? These are the kinds of questions Horatio Cotton, aka Bobby, asks in the New York Times bestseller of Rick Springfield's debut novel, Magnificent Vibration. After stealing a mysterious self-help book called Magnificent Vibration, Discover Your True Purpose from a bookstore, Bobby calls the 1-800 number scrawled inside the front cover, only to discover that he has a direct line to God. This launches Bobby on an unlikely quest, serendipitously accompanied by a breathtakingly sexy and exceedingly sharp travel companion named Alice. Together, the pair sets out to find some combination of spiritual and carnal salvation and possibly save the planet. By turns hilarious, poignant, over the top, and deeply meaningful, Magnificent Vibration is a highly original novel about the biggest question one man or mankind has ever asked.
All right.
It was interesting. We're not doing a book club on it, though. Sorry, Rick. I guess we could actually just really finish out that little blip right there, too. Oh, JD was so funny. He walked in while they were talking, and he says, "Is that Anna?" He's like, "Why'd she cut her hair?" And I didn't feel like getting into the whole symbolism behind when women cut their hair short to get rid of things. So I just said, she just wanted to change.
You just didn't want him to know in case next week you chop your hair off so it has something to do with.
Remember when I said I donated my hair? That's not why. No, it was. It really was, though. We intentionally grew it out for that reason. But, right. I have definitely done that. But then Peter comes to her. Oh, wait. Oh, Anna was in the hospital earlier in the week. We saw her getting a checkup.
Finally. Mm-hmm. We remember.
I feel like that should have happened the first thing that she did when she got back. But Peter tells Anna to talk to Felicia, and Anna says, "No, that's my best friend. I am not bringing her into this." And he said, "No, she's your family. You need to protect her."
Yeah.
And then Anna sees Britt, and Britt asks if she can help pull some strings at the WSB to help Liesel with finding information on Cassius because his body's never been laid to rest. And Peter's just prompting on, this is what you're waiting for. And Britt begs her, and so she finally agrees. But then later on in the week, when she finishes the conversation with Emma, she sees Rocco and Britt talking, and Peter tells her to go over and talk, and she says that she will help her get information, but they can't be texting, they can't be making phone calls, no emails, just one-on-one conversations. And Peter says that this is it. When you meet up with her, you can take her out.
Who was it that saw Cassius after he had died? He was in the hospital then. So how are we going to do anything with that if John Oliver's not... Okay. Have you talked to him? Does he have a reoccurring role?
We were just talking last night.
Okay. Whenever you were hanging out with Rick?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
After Rick and I were done, then John and I started talking. And that's what I did while I was sick. I'm still productive when I'm sick.
All right. Good to know.
I take advantage of.
Because I'm thinking, what's his name? Sidwell is in jail now and going to be away. So he can't be visiting Cassius.
True.
And
do you think he'll turn that information in? He doesn't know. He doesn't know that Cassius is still alive. Only Z does.
Right.
And those very, very, very top, those WSB guys, we don't even know who they are.
Right. So we aren't going to see any interaction between Sidwell with them to find that out, to expose it. And so unless we're bringing John Oliver back, what are we doing? How are we going to find that out? I'm not saying I wouldn't be okay with that. I'm just saying, like, was that the plan originally?
I don't know.
Well, someone should tell me, because now I need to know.
I think that he should definitely come back, because we cannot, in my opinion, do what we did with Helena. And Elizabeth Taylor played her to originate her because she wanted to be on the show. And then, okay, Constance Towers is amazing. So absolutely not complaining about the fact that we got her. But so soon. We can't be doing that. Did you watch the
another
clips that I sent you?
I did. Right. I think it was better on GH.
Yeah.
And I'm not just saying that because it's GH. Like, I watched that clip and was like, of course, I don't know their
sewer
backstory.
Authority inspector or something like that.
Yeah. Like, I feel like he's not someone of importance. GH, he does have the chance to come back and people be like, oh, yeah,
some of the comments said that the storyline is amazing and that the Days writers are running circles around the GH writers. And I'm just thinking, I'm sorry. Like you said, these clips are not proving that to me. In 10 seconds, we gave him his checklist.
Right.
You know, it wasn't his entire story, but he could very quickly, you know, there's that clip that says exactly what he wants to do, and GH checked all the boxes.
Right.
So, no, I think that would be cool if he came back, even if just for that. I feel like where he's the top guy, we're going to have to see him. They gave him a character who can come back. You know, he's definitely not just... And I don't watch Days. I have zero clue what's going on. So if you do watch Days and you just kind of want to fill us in, feel free. We will read that.
Right.
But it seems more of a one-off character there.
Right.
Whereas Z, the very, very tip top of the WSB, is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
now.
Exactly. But I'm wondering why we kept
Maybe
Cassius
he'll get
alive.
to die too. He probably doesn't even have that on his.
Can you say that a little less excited?
But think about it. He gets to have a soap opera death too. That probably wasn't even on his checklist.
Probably not. One can only hope to aspire
to get all
to that.
The things. He also has to kiss someone who winds up being his sister.
No.
I mean,
no.
Or cousin. We'll do cousin, okay?
Cousin, which is still yuck, but okay.
I know, but it happens on the show.
All the time.
Yeah, we got to stop doing that, guys. We're not writers, but.
Right.
Please stop with the incest.
Good tip. Good tip.
I feel like that's a good life lesson.
Anyway, you were talking about Peter.
Oh, yes. No, we were talking about Cassius. That was pretty much it.
Well, yeah, I just kind of interjected. I'm not sure what they're going to do with Cassius, but so Peter saw her or interacted with her at the hospital and then again at the pool because Emma got up to call to check on Gio.
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's my favorite part of the week. I'm done.
Mine is one sentence. Valentin is renting a house with a professional kitchen. Done.
Perfect.
Although, so Joss went to Carly's and how did it not occur to either of us? So last week I said it would have made sense if Jax had given the company to Carly and said, hey, help our daughter learn this business. Right. It never occurred to me that Carly would go to him and say, can you give your daughter a job to get her out of the WSB?
She did not ask for him to give her a job.
No. She didn't. Said, but it didn't even occur to me that would even be something that Joss would think, because that's what Joss thought. And that's what Joss said to her. How badly do you want me out of the WSB that you're going to tell Dad to give me his company? And Carly had no idea. It didn't even occur to me that she would even think that could be why Jax was giving her the company. And so she talks to her about how Hudson was giving her the news and that, she doesn't want the company. And Valentin gave really, really good advice. And he did it in the perfect boyfriend of mom way.
Right.
With the, hey, I'm not going to make a decision, but you know that I am this kind of a businessman. So I'm just going to tell you, do your homework, do not sell your family's legacy to somebody else just because of the WSB. Because there are a ton of people who would tear your father's company apart, and I am one of them. But he offered to help vet the list, and she did not nastily say, no, thanks, I'll go to Michael. It was probably the nicest interaction that Joss has had to Valentin. It seemed like she at least appreciated his advice.
Yes.
And said that she would talk to Michael, and he didn't even argue. He asked her to stay for dinner.
Right.
That man should teach a class. But then, and he did not undermine Carly until Joss left. And then he said, so did you know?
And she said no.
Because he very easily could have given the impression that he also thought that could be a possibility.
Right.
But he didn't. I loved it. Okay. That was it. Or I guess we could stay on that then, because then a couple days later is when Joss saw Hudson at the pool. And she told him to work on the list. And she said, you might think that I want nothing to do with my dad's company, but even I do listen to him, and whether it's, she said something or a car, he told me you don't let people rush you into making a decision. And so, no, I'm not going to let you pressure me into rushily making this decision in a hurry, because he seems way too anxious to get out of it. And how bad is the company being run, though, that for 1 week of Jack's being gone, it's going to fall apart and all these people are losing their jobs?
Yeah.
That does not seem accurate.
Right.
So how long has Jack's been gone? Because Joss has been gone.
Right.
So was Jax kidnapped in the meantime? Because then Brennan asked Alexis at the end of the week, I need to know all about everything you've done for Jasper Jack's Enterprise.
I think they should have Jason run Jackson's.
I was thinking that.
Same thing. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I thought about it. I was like, Josh should give that to Jason. Yep.
I don't know how Jax would feel about that, but you left it to me, so I made a decision, and this is who I'm giving it to.
Or Michael and Jason,
Michael doesn't really need another.
He doesn't.
Business.
But if that would help, if that would soften the blow, that perhaps she gives it to Michael, and then he just says, cool, I'll be CEO and name Jason, here you go. Because so Jason finally went and told Carly that he's not going to work for Sonny anymore.
So emotional.
Probably because of when he said that, first of all, he fixed her lawnmower.
Right?
Like she uses it.
Right. I was going to ask that. Does whoever they hire to cut their grass, they don't bring their own equipment?
I'm not saying that's not nice.
Confused.
There are some that, they'll use the owner's equipment, it saves them from lugging it around, whatever, but exactly. She doesn't, unless she has one of those robo lawnmowers, which I don't think he's fixing.
Right.
I want one of those so badly.
Me too.
But I actually like cutting grass. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't. So I want one of those.
But he talks about maybe he'll open a garage. And she says, oh, you won't really have time for that because you're still working. And I didn't like that she said, you're still working for Sonny, right? Well, come on.
First of all, she led him into that conversation weird. But second of all, Jason hasn't worked for Sonny in a million years. They've been partners. That's how it started out whenever Jason was younger.
But he's been his enforcer. And I think that even though he's worked as a business partner, as everyone keeps reminding him, Jason has always been in front of him.
I was okay with Dante saying that last week, and I was okay with Rick saying that this week, because theirs was concern for Sonny's. But whenever Carly said it, it was more like, yeah, you worked for him. I don't think she meant it
up on that, but
I don't think she meant it as harshly, but that was just kind of the way that it was worded. Like, oh, you work for him. No, he doesn't work for him. They're partners.
Yeah. Well, and he apologized for pressuring her to stay with Sonny. And I do wonder if maybe that's some of the stuff that was maybe running through her brain was, shoot, I did a lot for you guys, and now you're just done.
5 times.
She married him 5 times, right?
5 times.
And a couple of those were to cover up crimes. So
5 times.
But she mentions that the Quartermains could use his help, and she's basically suggesting getting involved with ELQ to help Michael and Ned.
I agree, but I don't think they need him, and I don't think that he wants, not that he doesn't have a way better relationship with Ned and always has had a good relationship with Michael, but I don't think that he wants in on the family business right now. So that's why I think that the Jax Corporation would be great.
Yep. Once we figure out exactly what the Jax JJE does.
I mean, he has the J. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
Right?
JME.
Perfect.
Well, and that's the thing. So I'm so confused by all these businesses that are up for sale suddenly. I mean, I understand why Sidwell's are, but now Sonny and Drew are going after. So did you and I both miss something last week that's why Drew is mad at Sonny? Like, why is Drew going after Sonny?
I have no idea.
Because Sonny's acting like Drew has always had this vendetta against him. Is it just the Jason stuff?
I guess so. And because he's Michael's dad? I don't know.
I mean, maybe that's it.
That seems
I feel like we're
silly.
being really stupid on this, though. I feel as though there is something big that you and I are both missing. Why is Drew mad at Sonny? Okay. It was an article on soaps.
Recently, so we're not the only ones asking that question?
The legit on the search thing, it says, why does General Hospital's Drew hate Sonny and is going after him?
Perfect.
Oh, Sonny framed him for bribing a judge in Michael's custody case. He planted that fake $1 million, but it's...
I feel like that's old news. Not reason for Drew to still be mad.
Revenge. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, the man wound up getting shot over it from that line. So I can...
Willow was going to try to take him out regardless. So,
and Drew also tried to blackmail Sonny after Michael punched him, prompting Sonny to read him the riot act, and the two have been locked in a bitter power struggle over Port Charles territories ever since. Really? Oh yeah, because Drew was trying to take the pier for the Esplanade. How have we forgotten, like, the past 5 years of the show?
He had, but I don't feel like it was a bitter...
Not to this degree.
Not the way that they're making it seem now. It's like they can't even be in the same room together. They can't stand each other. Right. Where before it did seem about business, not personal. I know that it crossed the line of personal, but I don't know. Right now, the way that Drew is talking about Sonny is like the same way that he talks to Alexis. Like, he really can't even stand being in the same room as him. And I don't understand all that.
Somebody else posted on Facebook, though, why does Drew harbor so much animosity towards Sonny on General Hospital? I don't know about y'all, but this animosity that Drew and Ava have towards Sonny doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right.
I get Ava's animosity considering she was stupid enough to make a baby in a crypt with, we've talked about sex before, Shannon, geez, in a crypt with Sonny and produced Avery. And we all know Ava does not like to share, but the question remains, why is Drew so bent on taking Sonny down? What did Sonny ever do to Drew that warrants all of this animosity other than being the adopted father of Michael, who Drew desperately despises? Unless all this comes down to what I might think is driving Drew to be so hateful towards Sonny, it must go back to the very beginning when Drew first came on the show, when everyone thought he was Jason, and then when the truth came out that he wasn't, everyone turned his back on him and he felt left out in the cold. In my opinion, what I think might be happening to Drew will always be a man who looks through a window and sees a family that he will never be a part of, and that is what fuels his anger towards the Quartermains and Sonny. And basically, nobody really has an answer. Well, Sonny dismissed Drew as soon as Jason came back. Basically, everyone's just agreeing with all that. So no, we are not the only ones. Okay. Sorry.
So at Christmas, it's going to be a Christmas story again, and Drew's going to be Scrooge.
Yep.
We're going to have to teach him that same lesson.
Yep. Okay. So, at least we're not alone, because I was starting to really question what we've been doing.
Right. No, I feel like it's definitely over dramatized in that past 2 weeks.
Especially the Ava part right now. if this was a couple years ago when she was helping Valentin with his medications, sure. But even then, he was taking care of her. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so are we just going down that thread then with...
Sure.
So where did you get there from? From the Dante and the Rick?
We were talking about Jason not working for Sonny anymore, and then we jumped to Sonny trying to buy the same properties that Drew's buying, and then we jumped to why does Drew hate everyone, which I feel like really is the moral
Mostly
of the
Sonny,
story
though.
this week.
Yeah, right.
But it's not just Sonny. So, I mean, everyone that he met with this
everyone
week, he
else
argued.
makes sense. But everybody else we know, and it makes sense. Sonny, it's been, what?
I'm not saying that everyone else doesn't make sense, but I still think that he's overreacting. Like, okay, so Alexis invited him to have dinner so that they could talk about Scout or lunch, whatever. And he's like, yeah, I don't think there's any reason to revisit this. And she says, well, I'm her mother's family, so shouldn't she get to be around us? And he says, no, because I know that you don't like me. And she said, I've never said that to Scout. I've never said that.
She paused and had to think about it, though.
But she's never said it.
It was
to
a
Scout.
funny moment. It was a funny moment.
And he's like, no, sorry. And then
I can understand why he doesn't believe it, but he also should see the proof in the way that his daughter is with him.
Right. If Scout was 3, I might understand, okay, I don't want her around you because you're saying not nice things and she's going to repeat them. I'm not sure what age she's supposed to be this week, but she's not a little girl. She can make up her own
Thank you, because she's a
mind.
babysitter.
Yes.
Chelsea's the nanny.
Yes. But that could just be Drew being overprotective.
True. Well, because he walked in on Danny and Scout having fun at the Metro Court pool because now she's practicing there.
Right. Because that's the same thing as open water.
Mm-hmm. And she tells him to not be mad. And Danny, honest to goodness, he's called him sir, and Drew just basically says, and this is where Drew is going to miss that he's the one doing it, because he says, you're not allowed to be at the pool when Danny's here working.
Right.
So you can't do your favorite activity that I taught you how to do if Danny's here.
Right. And I'm sorry, if it wasn't for the fact that Carly owned the hotel and Olivia, you can't just call into work and be like, hey, so I'm not going to be there today. I'm going to try to have somebody else cover for me because one of the guests' dads doesn't like me. Like, it doesn't work that way. Scout would just be told, sorry, go somewhere else.
And along those lines, Jason shows up, asks Drew if they can talk for a minute, and tells Danny to go to Bobby's and get a burger. Danny's working. He just told him to leave his job to go get a burger. If anything, it should have been, and I understand we don't know how old Scott is, or Scout is. Even he shouldn't be telling, he works at the pool.
Right.
It should be, hey, can Scout go down to the gardens and get herself, or Scout, go to the dressing room and get changed.
Right.
Something. You do not get to dismiss Danny from his job.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, but then but then Drew told Scout to wait in the car.
Yes.
Which kind of made more sense, but Danny's working. But Jason, I think that Drew was the first person he told after Sonny.
Mm-hmm.
Jason went immediately to Drew, although I think that he was probably going to tell Danny.
Right.
He still hasn't told Danny.
No, he has not.
But so he told Drew. Drew wasn't buying it. And he says, it doesn't matter. Danny still has to stay away from Scout. And Drew's just not having it. And what did we see? I got confused by Charlotte and Danny talking later in the week because then Scout was allowed to be around Rocco, but then Rocco's worried that Drew's going to suddenly not want him to be around her too. And Danny's telling Charlotte about how Rocco, his brother's allowed to be around his sister, but he's not allowed to be.
Yep.
And Charlotte says, well, what if we got a rumor going about him or something? And Danny says, how are we going to find out that info? And Charlotte basically insinuates we could just make something up. And Danny asks her, seriously, because like that would hurt Scout. And I don't think he's going to wind up doing it. But I
Right.
don't think that's going to stop Charlotte from doing it for Danny, which stinks.
She's going to pull a Jacinda and make a poor choice.
Let's finish this real quick because then Rocco
Go ahead.
is feeling all guilty about the fact that Charlotte's moving out. He went to Sonny and was, do my parents overparent me? And Sonny was really good and said, no, listen, your mom is absolutely being overprotective right now because of what just happened and because of everything you went through. But you need to not feel guilty because you saved 2 lives by shooting Cullum. And you need to hold on to that. And, you know, relationships change with parents as you age. Yes, when you're growing up, you know, they do parent you, but then whenever you become an adult, and he tells him, your dad still comes to me and I go to him. Right. So that's how that works as you get older. And so I think that really was reassuring to Rocco. But then maybe I was more confused about the Rocco Scout stuff because, she told Rocco that things were better when her dad was in the wheelchair.
She's not wrong.
I don't know how I feel about that this soon. It's been a week.
But he has been so overly assertive with his demands in the past week.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, because she said that she got to do the Saturday crosswords with Alexis and got to make dinner with Aunt Molly, and now she doesn't get to do any of that.
He's not subbing in. It's not like, okay, you spent 24/7 with those people and I'm going to slowly back you out of their lives. Even if it was 100% malicious, like I don't want them around you, but I'm going to slowly back them out because now I'm here. I can drive you here. I can watch you swim. I can do this, whatever. He's leaving her with
he's not
the
doing
babysitter. Yeah, I mean, that's why
he's
she's
not making up for lost time. Yeah.
No, he's busy running around telling people how much he hates them and how they can't be around her while she is left with the babysitter. Like, I don't think that the babysitter is so much a babysitter as someone to drive her around. And, you know, kids this age are busy. So she needs to go to camp and go to the thing, go to the pool and whatever.
Yeah.
And so all those things he could be taking her to. He doesn't have a job right now. So what are you doing? Just leaving her with
he
whoever.
Can't drive right now, right? I don't think he can drive right now.
I kind of felt like he could, but I don't know.
I don't know. But it doesn't matter because
but either
he
way,
also has enough money that he could have a driver.
He could have a driver and he could be watching her swim.
Right.
He could be in the car with her. Like the driver could drive them both. I at least
wish that she had said exactly what you just said then. With the, you know, ever since he's come back, he hasn't been wanting to spend time with me. He's only been going after people to keep them away from me. And now I'm just all by myself. That would have been great for her to say. So this is one of the few times that I feel that the aging up immediately made sense. Because they're going to need, if Scout were still younger, they wouldn't be having the storyline. And it's not going to hit, it would not have hit Drew the same if she had stayed younger. As opposed to, she's older now. It made sense because so many times like Amelia's been taking a nap for the past 2 years and now she came back older. We just saw younger Scout and to have her aged up so soon, I feel like for the storyline, it definitely makes sense. And moving forward, that it just makes sense to have. Yeah.
I just don't like that they're pushing her with her brother that's not her brother. Like she pushed him in the pool this week and then it was all secretive because he was going to come up and pick her up. And so Drew was going to come up and pick her up. And so then he's like, get back in the pool and I'll pretend like I'm, you know, we didn't even talk. I was doing something else. And I'm like, I still don't like this storyline. Why are we doing this?
Maybe they won't.
I hope not.
Maybe
they could be friends. They could be there for each other.
Right. Let's just let them be brother and sister like they were raised to be.
Yep.
That'd be great.
That would be wonderful. But I felt like her pushing him wasn't brother-sister. It was flirty cute.
Little flirty. Yeah. I don't like it.
Me neither.
All right. Where are we going next? Well, do you want to get started on what you just brought up?
Yeah, I'll go with Willow. She was the most interesting this week that she's ever been for the past couple years. Willow should do drugs more often.
I just want to I know that I've said it so many times, but I liked the evil Willow because I liked the range that it was giving the actress. She's just so good.
She is. Exactly. She's been so boring the past few weeks because there hasn't been anything for her to do. Like, you'd hear her say nasty stuff, but she's not actually doing anything. She was so cute and fun this week. She's having a dance party. And then Michael shows up to check on her because Jacinda admitted that she had drugged her. And so he gets there and he sees that the kids are there and he's talking to her and she's like all in his face and flirty and funny and whatever. And then he tells the kids to go lay down and he takes care of her and gets her some water and like gets her comfy on the couch or whatever. And then we hear later from Nina that she got home and he said, you know, I'm not sure if she took something or if she was drinking or what, but she wasn't herself. I was worried about her. And so here I took care of her or whatever. I thought for a minute they were going to have them hook up again whenever she like wrapped her arms around him and said something about she likes them
misses
not
them
fighting
being friends.
or
Yeah.
However she said that, I was like, are they going to end up hooking up again? I don't want that to happen, at least not
Michael
right
wouldn't
now.
do that. Michael wouldn't do that.
I'm not ruling it out. I just didn't want it to be right then because number one, she wasn't in her right mind. And number two, the kids were right there. Like, come on, let's not do that.
Real quick though, there's a couple loopholes in custody. So
what? Never.
Willow had the kids because Yuri had a hot date with Terry. First of all, I thought they broke up. Yay, they're back together. Cool, great.
Sure.
So he took the kids from the Quartermain house where their dad lives and their cousins live and other people to bring them to Willow on a non-custody night.
When she was supposed to have a speaking engagement and other plans.
Correct.
Without ever calling Michael. Because, like, in my custody agreement when the kids were little, we did have it written that parents get first right of refusal. So if I could not be with the kids on my night, I had to offer it to my ex before I hired a babysitter. And he had to give me that same respect, more so because he was leaving them with random people than me because I didn't have a life. But the point was you had to offer them to the other parent before you left them with the babysitter. So that could be in their custody agreement, but Michael was the parent. So if there's long-standing, I'm sure theirs would be written a little different because they have a long-standing babysitter, nanny, whatever. If the nanny wasn't available, shouldn't Yuri have been calling Michael and being like, hey, so the nanny canceled.
And why is Yuri the babysitter?
Right. And I would love to cover, but I have a hot date. So do you want to come home and take care of your kids? Or should I ask their mom if she wants them because she's always vying for extra time? That would make sense. But he had no idea until he got there. Why are the kids with you? Oh, Yuri had a hot date. Okay.
Right.
And again, I understand that maybe their nanny was sick and couldn't come over or whatever, but the Quartermains have multiple nannies. I'm sure every day
we keep mentioning this.
Like Phoebe's nanny doesn't want to be responsible for all 6 of the children that live there, maybe. But on an off day to say, oh, hey, their typical nanny is sick. Could you watch them? Especially because it was almost bedtime. I think she would cover rather than send them to their mom's house.
But what time of day was it too? Because I was under the impression that it was definitely like late afternoon. Because
no, see,
first of all, just because Jacinda brought the coffee, because she brought the coffee, and I mean, this is just me. I'm not someone who drinks coffee at 6:00 at night. I'm not going to go get, an iced coffee.
Jacinda didn't bring the coffee. Willow brought the coffee.
Willow brought the coffee. Yes, sorry. Willow brought the coffee. Jacinda brought the dry cleaning during office hours, which is we'll say typically 9 to 5, right?
Right.
So the coffee got there maybe around 3. Because Jacinda was going to have to get the book and take it back to the office. Instead, all of that. So then it seems so much later. I mean, to be fair, like I'm an early to bed person. So, I mean, maybe it was only 8. But she was planning on taking the kids to the arcade. They were going to get milkshakes at Bobby's. They were going to go to the arcade. They were going to drive by the lake to look at the sparkling lights. I'm so glad that she just didn't do it. I was a little disappointed in Michael's response to Jacinda. I mean, the first thing he said was, you drugged the mother of my children. But he really didn't get angry with her in a way that I feel
I felt like his hands were kind of tied there because if he would have been super angry and like threatened to turn her in or something, it would have looked
I don't
like
think he should have done that.
Conspired with her.
No. Like, I don't think he should have reacted that way. But I feel like there should have been. But that was more for necessity, not want. He didn't want to break up with her. He knew that he had to because of all this.
I think they would have broken up anyway. I think that this like pushed it along, but I don't think he would have ever gotten over this. Like, even if it would have worked out perfectly that the kids weren't there and either she went to sleep and nothing happened or she made a fool of herself, but it was something stupid and whatever, I don't think that Michael would ever forgive Jacinda for drugging her. Like, you just don't do that to the mother of my children. Sorry. Would have been his hard line.
I feel like, I don't know. I feel like he could have gotten past it if the kids were not there. He could have been, I feel as though he would have reminded her how lucky she was that that did not happen.
I feel like because
But Willow put it together so quickly that it was Jacinda.
Yeah. I mean, that was an obvious choice, but also I don't think that Michael would have been okay with it because Jacinda did it without talking to him. If Jacinda would have came to him and been like, listen, we're going to get this tossed out and you're going to get full custody because I'm going to drug Willow, and he would have been on board with it, that would be one thing. But you just endangered my baby mama without discussing it with me. That's not cool.
I don't know. We're not going to know. It doesn't matter.
Nope.
But
he told her to leave.
Yeah. And he got rid of the cup. I mean,
he did.
And he pointed out, the reason that it would be an even bigger issue is because she had drugged Drew.
Yes. But I did think it was weird that she left Crimson without any kind of notice because that was unprofessional and it made her look guilty. Like, they didn't have any proof that it was her who had done it.
Okay.
So
No. Nina doesn't have access to her own calendar.
I'm not saying that Nina is not a dummy, but I just mean as far as
how many
Jacinda
calendars
goes,
I have?
I'm going to find a way to go in and change your password to all of them so that you have to say that. I don't have access to my calendar.
I don't know. I didn't know I had a meeting. Someone has to tell me that I have a meeting. One meeting with apparently... Important. No, I'm sorry. With the biggest advertiser of your magazine, you aren't prepared for that meeting?
She didn't know. It wasn't her fault.
You just fly by the seat? No.
Jacinda should have told her. No, I feel like if I was Jacinda, though, I would have given a proper, I don't know about 2 weeks notice, but a proper goodbye and totally made up a story. Been like, my great aunt so-and-so is sick. I have to leave for I don't know how long. So here's your passwords. Don't forget about your meeting. And I'm leaving, so that she didn't seem
didn't look guilty.
Yeah. Leaving with no notice.
Okay. I don't care about the unprofessionalism part of it when it comes to Jacinda working for Nina. But yes, to cover her butt, I agree. In terms of it is the correct thing to do as an employee when it comes to Jacinda and the way that Nina despised her, that I don't have a problem with. But because it now amplifies her guilt, which she is. Yeah.
So, and then the next morning, Willow woke up, she put it all together. It had to be Jacinda. And so then she goes over to Michael's and freaks out and is like, that's it. I'm going to get custody of the kids. I want to pick them up as soon as they're done with whatever.
In front of Gio and wanted the witness.
Yep. Yes, she totally cuts him. He's like, I have to go. And she's like, no, I want a witness here. And he's like, why am I witnessing this? But then he tells all of his friends about how she was threatening and how awful she was. And Trina and Kai finally go to Michael and are like, hey, so we have some information that might help you out. FYI, her ringtone, we heard it. She's the one that shot Drew. And he didn't go to the police, didn't do anything crazy, just had them sign some affidavits so that he
I want to know who that notary is, because the notaries don't read. They don't read the entire document, but they just verify signatures.
Yeah, I don't think I could be a notary because I'm too nosy. I would want to be like, wait, I'm sorry, what is this for? I need to have some information. Yeah. So he got the paperwork together. He was all set. And he had told her that she could pick up the kids after camp. And then she shows up at the house and is like, what are you doing? You know that we agreed. And he is cool as a cucumber. we must have had a miscommunication. I'm sorry about that. And she starts yelling at him. Then she picked up that rolling pin. Like, what were you really going to do with that in the quartermain kitchen? Like, come on.
Right.
First of all, what if your kids walked in? Second of all, you're at his house with all these other people. And what are you really going to do?
Yep.
But yeah, he tells her that.
But she says, you're going against our custody order. No. It was obviously his week because he was willing to give you the week. So what?
Nope, didn't go against the order.
I'm so confused by their custody to begin with. No wonder they are at odds. Please? We can't figure this out.
Right. I need a copy of that, please.
It's like a Rubik's Cube of a calendar.
Mm-hmm. But she was smart and went and got a blood test so that she could prove that she was drugged.
Right away.
But he used that against her too and was like, you have a test that proves you were high on Molly. Like, I'm not sure what you think that's going to do. And so she said...
Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. That's what they said.
Oh, was it?
Jacinta said that.
Okay. I missed that. I'm like,
yeah,
in your 90s straight jugs.
I thought it was going to be what she drugged Drew with because I thought they were going to be leftover Drew drug, but they weren't. She
drugged him with ketamine. It was
ketamine,
a liquid.
Right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right? I guess I didn't realize that it was a liquid.
Yeah, because
it was ketamine because we then talked about how you can do ketamine therapy and like why all would someone do ketamine?
But I think it was a little vial that she dumped in, or else I'm just mixing up my drugging of people's.
Maybe. I have no idea. I haven't drugged anyone in a while, so I'm not sure what the proper technique is.
It is the number one choice of women.
Jacinta said it was Molly. So
okay.
He says, yeah, all you have is a test that proves that you did some Molly, so I'm not sure how that's going to help you. And she freaks out more. And then he's like, or you can just like stop arguing with me because obviously I have something on you. Here's some nice papers. And then tells her what he has. And she's like, there's a million people that must have that ringtone. And Wiley called me all the time because he missed me. And he was like, no, sorry. We can match these times up. And I have a witness. So... You're going to move? Yes. So you're going to move back into the gatehouse. Yes. I was afraid. I was
torn on that.
Exactly. To validate it. Yeah. Right. We're on the same page here. Yep.
But at the same time, but what is she going to do to them?
Right. Right. Exactly. Because Kai's still been working for her.
Kai's going to get fired.
Right.
I think it's fair. Kai does not have a job anymore.
Or
I'm sure Michael will find something for him to do.
Or he gets to say, you can't fire me because remember I have this info on you. So, but I don't think he really wanted to work for her anymore. I don't think he will. Anyway. No. So, but yeah, I felt the same way. Like, well, do you have to tell her who it is? That might not be in their best interest. But she knew that she was had. And she was like, well, they can't try me for double jeopardy. And he was like, good thing that doesn't count in family court. And she was like, oh.
That was perfect.
So, yeah, he told her she's moving back into the gatehouse and she tried to refuse. And he was like, I mean, it's that or you don't see your kids at all. I don't care. Pick one. I just think that this is better for our kids.
And he said that she has to give him her passport.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not allowed to do any trips to DC with the kids. No, nothing.
Yep. He's in
and
charge.
Then the next day, was it the next day or later that day that Tracy came in the kitchen?
The next morning. Next morning, yes.
That's right, because he was hoping to have a second cup of coffee before this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Where Tracy asked, do you know why there's a moving van at... Oh, and you cannot get movers that quickly. Just throwing that out there. But she was like, yeah, I'll get the movers over there.
Maybe if you're a congresswoman, you can, Shannon.
Right. Maybe. Perhaps. So... Tracy asked, why is there a moving truck at the gate? And he says, I was really hoping to have my second cup of coffee before we had this conversation. And he says about how, he and Willow had a conversation and that he told her that she was moving into the gatehouse. And he said, of course, with your permission. And she said, nope, denied. And that she can't stomach Willow living there. And he pulled the Monica card. But he's not wrong. He is absolutely not wrong.
He's because of the
kids. Because of the kids. That's it.
But I understand her concern with Brooklyn. Like, that's not going to be good for their marriage.
Nope.
And if she takes that baby around Willow, I will not be mad at Brooklyn for killing him. So,
yep.
Somebody else is going to fall in that water. It's going to be Chase. He better watch himself.
Yeah, that was just... So I guess we'll see.
Crazy. I like the idea of her living in the gatehouse for him to keep an eye on her, but I didn't think that that's what he was going to say. So good for him, I guess. But that's why I think they're going to end up hooking up. She's too close now.
No.
He
Michael or Chase?
Said Michael.
No.
Probably
because it's
Chase
for Wiley,
too.
But it's for Wiley
because they're going to start spending more time together. Yep.
No.
And they're going to go out to dinner and have some wine or something. And then the kids are going to get tucked in at the main house and he's going to walk her down to the gatehouse to make sure she's okay. And
no,
just saying.
I will not allow it.
Well, no. Good luck with that. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen because ew, but especially with Jacinda out of the way, unless they really move Serena in quick, I'm going to be
really mad if we literally just got rid of Jacinda for Serena.
I agree. Especially because I
like Jacinda so much.
I know you did. And I liked Serena seeming like she was there for the business side more than just being her mother's pawn and using her cute little self to get what she wants from a man. And she even said that to Lucy this week because Lucy was
goodness.
You guys seem to be cozying up. And she was like, no, actually, we were talking about deception and he's all for me working there and he's not trying to take over your company. And so I don't think we even need his shares. And she's like, oh my gosh, you had the wool pulled over your eyes by Michael. You think that he's not a savvy businessman, but he is. And she was like, no, I legit just don't think he wants deception. So
right. He said, I did it as a favor to Maxie.
Mm-hmm.
Period. End of sentence.
And then they see that Cody's there. And so Lucy's like, do you want to meet your brother? I felt like that interaction was weird.
It was very, very awkward. It wasn't as though Brooklyn was at the pool with Phoebe. Cody and Molly come. And, Brooklyn is the piece that gets Cody over talking to Lucy. Because Lucy and Cody don't interact. Oh my gosh, how did I forget that word?
I knew what you were saying. I'm right there with you. No, they don't interact. And I feel like Cody and Serena have probably had conversations out there of, oh, hey, I didn't know I had a brother. I didn't know I had a sister. And had some texting.
I don't think they have. Because Lucy asked if they wanted to get each other's numbers.
Oh, see, I felt like they would have already had each other's information and that they would have had minor conversations.
Maybe they're Facebook friends, but they don't have phone numbers.
Maybe. Okay.
And they like each other's posts occasionally. And she thinks, gee, he likes horses. And he thinks, wow, she really likes animals.
There you go. Perfect.
That's it. But they don't really know each other. They probably didn't even message each other,
I don't know. It felt... I know that Lucy 100% wasn't, but it felt almost like she was introducing them like, oh, they could be love interests. And then they were like, hey, how are you? And he's like, oh, yeah, this is my girlfriend. And then they just kind of stood there. And then Lucy got all misty-eyed.
He was totally caught off guard. And he even said that. He said, sorry, I just totally forgot my manners because I just...
Right. I didn't know you were coming. Wasn't ready for this. Yeah.
Although he kind of said something, though, that is probably why they didn't just meet over text or phone or whatever, because he was bitter for a long time that he was not left anything.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why they didn't. And it's not like Mac has a great relationship with Serena or anything, that would have happened either. And you would think, though, seriously, that for as much as Lucy said, Dominic would be so thrilled, she would have tried to have had a relationship with Cody. Well, I guess he did do that modeling thing, but yeah, still, they don't really have any kind of even a familiarity that, yeah, it was awkward. But then we saw Cody later in the week where Hades bit him because he was brushing him and...
Hades Mrs. James.
Yes, Hades Mrs. James. And Molly helped him. And it turns out that Molly's publicist wants her to go to a romance book convention in Savannah. And so they're going to go, and they're so excited she's going to be there that they're going to get their own private bungalow, and they're going to get their little weekend away together.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
They're cute. I'm happy for them.
They are. So we're just going to ruin it soon.
Right?
And she needs a break.
Not. She does. Right, because she didn't say she was going to do the book tour because she had to try Sidwell, and then he got that deal. So we didn't even see anything. He just signed whatever, and now he's going to prison.
Okay, and fast forward to the end because it's not really going to matter.
31, wasn't it 31 years? But he could get out in 26 for good behavior.
So I have when Rick went to Sonny, Sidwell took 26-year minimum.
There you go. Yeah, it was
so maybe
30.
I didn't write down 31 or something, but it's at least 26 years.
Right.
But when Turner went to Sonny at the end of the week and said, I need to know if Sidwell's going to live long enough to serve his sentence. He is 65.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good chance he is naturally not going to live that sentence. I'm sorry. Sonny might not have to do anything.
Mm-mm.
She should have phrased that better.
He was a bad man to multiple other people. It's not like Sonny is his only enemy out there.
Right.
So if he does get killed in prison, it's not necessarily Sonny.
Yeah.
And then that was all weird too. Sonny tells her he's getting out of the business. He just needs to get his peers back so that he can have a legitimate coffee. I almost said costume. Coffee business. And all of that. And she's like, well, that's not going to work for me. I still can't be seen out in public with you. We'll have to keep this hush hush. And he's like, I don't understand why you'd have a problem with me if we
He should have known that, though.
He should have known that, but she was so weird about all of it. And then she's like, well, they can still try you. There's certain things that don't have a statute of limitations, like murder. Okay, but you don't have anything on him for those charges, or you would have already prosecuted him. So, what are you
telling us
about?
that there is something in the background that is working that you guys are bringing up that he did? Are we finally going to get him from, who was it, Joe Scully? Is that Sarge?
Oh, yeah. No, that's the dumb cat.
Which dumb cat?
Right? One of the dumb. No, anytime that I've moved, I've been pushing the cats so that they don't make noise or jump up to try to be on our screen. But the one cat decided that she wanted to scratch the table that I'm sitting on.
Oh, okay.
So thank you, but no thank you. Anyway, yeah, Joe Scully's gonna come. That's case is suddenly not a cold case anymore.
He definitely killed him.
Yes.
He's definitely killed a lot of people. Yeah.
But that was who they've talked about, needing to move the body because,
yes,
exactly.
Okay.
So suddenly that's not a cold case anymore. It's going to come to light. Give me a break. You have nothing on him.
Listen, Tupac's trial's going on right now. And it is 30 years on September 13th. And I only know that because that's my birthday.
Okay.
And he is just now. Oh, how stupid do you have to be, though? You write a book. Not even the way that OJ did with the if I did it. He straight up said, here's how I did it. And the other two people in the book are dead. So it just leaves me.
Right.
And now he's saying that it was fictional?
He should have talked to Turner. She could have told him that there is no. But yeah, Did
you know that I was just going to mention Tupac?
I mean, nothing that you say really shocks me. I may not be up on everything all the time, but any references that you make.
Yep.
I'm right.
Did you know that they arrested somebody for Tupac's murder last year?
I did not.
They arrested them last September, and his trial is starting.
Okay.
It'll be 30 years next month.
Okay. Thanks for that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to start with DNA now is different than it was whenever they would have killed Scully, so they can match this. And I was going to be like,
yes,
okay.
I mean, there's that too. There's that too. There is that too.
All right, Dateline girl, calm down. That's not where we're going. We're going to talk about there is no evidence, and so Turner needs to stop.
Yes.
If she doesn't want to be with him, she doesn't have to be with him, but don't pretend like it's because you think suddenly he's going to get caught for stuff that he hasn't got caught for in all these years.
It's probably the thrill's gone. So,
I mean, I agree with that.
Part of the appeal is like the whatever.
Bad boy.
I still don't. I don't know. But Rick shared the same. So real quick, like he basically told Rick the same exact thing, and he said that he's going to have to take over for Jason in some ways. And he said, yeah, no, I am not being your shield. And I'm not really going to be that effective. And he said, no. But when it comes to telling me the truth, telling me like it is, like I need you to be straight shooter. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't tell me what I want to hear.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm liking their relationship. I'm interested to see if it stays good.
Oh, I did miss. It's still along the same lines. I forgot Valentin also had lunch with Jordan.
Yes, that was good. And she did not know that he is who helped Curtis pull her out of the car. And then she finally realized, duh, I have some priceless information here. I can give you a little bit of info, but if you want the full scoop, I'm now a consulting company person. So you'll have to.
Good for her.
You'll have to pay me for it.
Apparently there's a phone app that Sidwell's been working on, or it's SRE Touch, and it hasn't turned a profit yet.
Right.
Okay.
What
kind of a phone app is Sidwell developing?
Right.
I can't even come up with a ridiculous thought.
How to convince someone saline is life-saving meds? I don't know. Maybe it's something with the art world because there's somehow a connection there somewhere.
Yeah.
Scan a painting, know if it's a fake or not.
Ooh. You have to do more carbon dating on stuff like that. But
I mean, there's an app for everything. I don't know how accurate there are, but you can identify if gems are real or not and what kind of plants there are.
Really?
And how to,
okay, plants are easy though, because it's how they look.
But like how to bring them back to life and all that stuff, I was going to say.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm
basic. Sure.
That's if they look this way and that's the kind of plant it is, then this is what you do. But can they really tell if a gem is real or not?
There are apps that claim to do that. I don't know that they actually do.
I don't feel like they actually could.
Oh. Sidwell's app doesn't have to be true. It just has to claim and people have to be dumb enough to download it.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Or maybe it's an educational app of all the different art pieces. Oh, it could actually be very much. So it could scan the pictures or the art and it gives you the story. I want to develop that app.
There you go. There's probably an app like that already.
Is there an art identifying app?
I'm sure there is.
Artoria.
See?
Artora.
Told you. And I didn't even know.
Painting identifier, art scanner with AI. Well, to be fair, you just take a picture of anything and just upload it to Google Lens and you're done. Okay, well, that was a good idea. Maybe it'll be narrated by him, though, because he has a cool voice.
True. Sorry, I'm trying to think of something that Marco was like in love with that he would have been along those lines developing an app about, but I don't know anything.
Well, he liked the law, and Sidwell's not a fan of the law. So,
right.
Don't know how those two would go together.
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
But anyway, Valentin approached Jordan was the point, and so now we know that everyone is going after all of Sidwell's. I mean, we knew Valentin wanted the house, but it's going to be him, Sonny, and Drew just fighting over everything of Sidwell's.
Want to bet that's where Jax comes back?
That's what I was thinking.
And takes over all of it? There
you go. It would actually be so much better if Jocelyn would do that herself. Be like, you know what? I changed my mind. Sure.
Ooh.
I'm going to run this. And because she wants to take down Sonny anyway. She's not going to buy that he's now clean. So cut him out completely. Drew has always been a jerk to her and to her mom now. So cut him out completely. And she doesn't like Valentin because she already did enough for him by getting him out of jail. So all three of you are out of luck. I just took it with my business.
We're giving way too much power to this young woman.
I want her to have the power. Come on.
She can't handle the power.
She can. I prefer that to WSB. She's now told everyone in the town that she is WSB.
Right.
And then she met with Brennan today or whatever day. And he's like, what's up? And she's like, yeah, I want to know when my next assignment is. Where are you going? The whole world knows that you're an agent. so frustrated by that. You have to be behind a desk in the office because you're no good in the field anymore because the whole world knows you're an agent. So she needs to be done. Let's just be
LinkedIn profile.
Right. Probably says WSB agent.
Missions completed.
Right. Exactly.
Special skills.
I didn't notice. Did she have a scar whenever she was in her cute little bikini?
I don't think so.
I only asked because of like how she kept holding her side when she was running the other day.
Right.
To me, there should still be like an incision. But I mean, she looked adorable in that bathing suit, but it was not very covering. So
it's only been a short amount of time. And even if you do all the things that you are to do to heal your skin, it has not been long enough.
I didn't see that to look. I just wondered if you had seen.
No, I didn't. I didn't even think about it when she was on, but I feel like we would have noticed if it were noticeable.
Right.
Because don't you think that Hudson would have said something?
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been a good.
Ooh, how that.
Right. Maybe it's time to get out of the WSB because look at that owie you have there.
Yeah.
So that's the technical term for it.
Owie. The owies. Listen, I called it her shot spots.
I actually really like that one. Oh, man.
But Jordan also told Curtis, we can go there, that she is considering becoming a consultant and possibly working for Valentin or just becoming some kind of like a business consultant, that she could get a better job than she had with Sidwell. And he basically asked her, like, are you really sure that you want to leverage the position you had with Sidwell? Okay, you might have been undercover, but you still did the work. So why not?
Yeah. I think she's good. She's going to be making some money.
And I think she'd be fine working for Valentin. It would be legit.
Right.
All these guys want to go legit all of a sudden.
Right.
Well, there goes all the interesting stuff.
Well, they're taking Curtis to jail, so we need somebody legit to replace him. I hope that it comes out that he is right and that it was Isaiah that ran them off the road. But I know they didn't run them off the road, but Isaiah that did it.
Matter though. He still
I 100% agree it doesn't matter, but Portia is on my nerves, so it would be great for her to be knocked down a peg or two to realize that it was Isaiah that drove past them. They crashed. He did not stop. As a doctor, if he noticed that they crashed, he was to stop. Like, that's his thing, right?
Yes, I
think they're supposed to. I don't know. I don't know what the actual rules are, but
he
I just want it for Portia because I'm so tired of her. How do you walk into court with your adult daughter hoping that your baby daddy goes to jail for an extended period of time and not think that that's exactly what Isaiah wanted whenever he started all this so that he could have all this time with the baby? Like,
I actually don't think that Isaiah... No, because we talked about this. Because remember, Isaiah was not actually the one... Oh, wait, he was the one pressing charges. But he wasn't originally. Right? Or no, I don't think he was originally.
I think
it was that they had to. And then he decided to.
I don't think so.
We talked about this, though.
We talk about lots of things. That doesn't mean that I remember.
I know. The police and the district attorney's office pursued the assault charges.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was the DA, not Isaiah's attorney.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
He just supported them doing it. Because we talked about this, because you kept saying that you wanted him to be able to have Isaiah say, can't he just do this? And that's not the option because of what he did.
But they still didn't have to hope that he got all that jail time.
Right. But he also couldn't lie under oath.
He couldn't have lied under oath, but I just feel like the intent was there no matter what.
He could have accepted some of the responsibility of, yes, I got up in his face. Right. I told him that I'm going to be I'm going to be a better father than him. But
right, like they
also-
asked him, do you feel like you were instigating him? And he was like, no. Really? You got up in his face.
That's right. He said, I actually took that specific. Oh, where is it?
So I feel like if he would have been more honest with his answers, maybe Curtis wouldn't have got as large of a sentence as he did. And
I
it
don't have
doesn't
that many notes.
justify it,
Where
but
is
it would be great if it turned out that was who the car was.
Or
I know
that
that's
was
not the
last week
car.
anyway, wasn't it? That was last week. So I wouldn't have
The
it in this
trial,
week's
yeah.
notes. Yeah.
Right.
But because I remember thinking, because I think that he said something about threatening, or it was something. And I'm like, you might not have been actually threatening him, but your presence, like he moved towards Curtis in an aggressive way.
Mm-hmm.
He did not touch Curtis. He got up in his face and told him that he was going to be a better father than he was, but he did not touch him.
Right.
But I think that, hold on, I actually looked this up. Oh, this is where my Google search, we already know this. When I die, my 2020 is just going to be like, what did this girl Google? That's going to be the title of it, is what did that girl Google? If being antagonized, you punch someone and are charged with assault in New York, because I'm specific, what could be the sentence for a first-time offender? Because I do believe that this is also Curtis's first time.
Okay.
If for a first-time offender, the person had a broken wrist from falling after the punch. So it would be, initially, the answer was assault in the third degree, which is a Class A misdemeanor, rather than a felony. And it was a sentence that could range from a conditional discharge fine or up to 3 years of probation to a maximum of 364 days in jail, although first-time offenders often do avoid jail time. However, Curtis was actually charged with second-degree battery, and it is generally defined as an unlawful physical attack where the offender intentionally inflicts moderate to severe bodily injury or targets a protected public official. I don't feel like Curtis punched him.
Right.
He absolutely punched him. He did not punch him twice.
Mm-mm.
He did not kick him when he was down.
Mm-mm.
He did not keep going.
Nope. His intent was boom, and that was it.
Right. So, but could the severity of the injury where he wound up breaking his wrist be why it was, and because it potentially damaged his career, could that be why he got?
I still feel like that's not fair. I know it doesn't matter, and we can talk about it 100 times over, but
you don't
a monetary. Yes, but I want you to be punished because you cost me my livelihood. Pay me money. Don't go to jail. You going to jail does not save my livelihood.
My medical bills.
Right. You going to jail does not pay my mortgage. Like, come on. So
he doesn't have a mortgage. He got the deed from Lucky, and he's living in Portia's house that Curtis bought.
Doesn't pay his electric bill.
He should pay his medical bills. Like, that should have been something, especially if they had left it at, because Curtis hasn't been, I don't feel like Curtis has been arrested before, right?
No.
Okay. We're probably going to have like 20 emails telling us, no, don't you remember this? But then we found out that Isaiah had another MRI, and it looks like things are healing well, and that he's not going to have any long-term. I'm kind of annoyed about the fact that we didn't get those MRI results in time for court, but it also still shouldn't matter. It's like I said, Curtis is so stuck on, he didn't even see the person who missed seeing them, and there wasn't even a crime, and yet he's mad about the fact that he's getting in trouble for what he actually did.
I don't think that he should not get in trouble. I just don't think that the punishment should have been so severe. And the fact that your baby mama is 10 years excited about it.
A lot.
Right.
That
Especially
is
if this is his first time. Come on. That seems excessive.
And you're getting 10 years, but we're going to give you 48 hours to go say goodbye to your newborn?
Yeah.
Does that happen?
I don't know. I don't
feel like...
I don't know. I think in certain crimes there are, but I thought in violent crimes there's not, because who's to say you're not going to go beat up somebody right now?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, is if it's bad enough that he has to go away for 10 years.
Right. Why should he be out for 48
hours?
I don't know.
And I'm sorry, is Portia really never going to bring that baby to see him?
Right. She can't. It's too
Although,
devastating.
can I say that one of the best parts of, because Curtis was not around when Trina was a baby. And I noticed when he was holding Desi in the hospital, he looked really uncomfortable. But I don't know if it was like an intentional, but he just looked to get more and more comfortable the more that he held him. I liked that.
That's what he should have said on the stand. They should have brought that in. I know it's not like technically it doesn't matter, but to get the sympathy vote, they should have said, I missed out on raising my first child. I never got these beginning moments. And so I really would like to be around for this baby's.
Then yeah, don't punch people.
Yeah, but I kind of want to punch the guy who's telling me he's going to be a better dad whenever I didn't have the chance to be a dad because my baby mama / your girlfriend kept my kid away from me.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not happy about the fact that he's going away. Like that's
something has to change.
So that's
they
the
can't
thing.
Send
exactly.
Curtis around for 10
Curtis
years.
Is not leaving.
Something else has to be going on. So what is it?
I don't know.
And I can't see this, not that I think that it matters, but I can't see this be the moment where Isaiah and or Portia are like, let's go talk to them and see if we can lessen the sentence because this isn't fair or whatever. Something else
but
has to come to light.
They're not the ones that brought the charges. That's the entire thing, though.
Right.
They get zero say in it.
Right. So this isn't the redemption story, so I don't know how it's going to change. But we can't put Curtis away for 10 years for real.
No.
Curtis is going to go to jail. Someone is going to make an attempt on Sidwell's life. He is going to stop it, and then he's going to get out for good behavior because he saved Sidwell's life.
Why would he get out for saving Sidwell?
I have no idea, but that's how weird they are. That's what's going to happen.
Maybe they'll turn him into being an informant.
Maybe.
But still, that doesn't, and maybe if he does that correctly. Oh, but he's also possibly going to get beat up because he's a former PI.
Yeah.
Oh, so who does he have in there that he's done work on?
I don't know.
Who could be in prison because of Curtis? That this is going to be a problem.
I don't know, but they have to be connected somehow because it's not a coincidence that Sidwell took a plea deal the same week that Curtis is getting sent to jail.
I don't know. Everyone else is getting out of the businesses. These guys are just taking plea deals left and right. And he forgot what cool is acute. And I'm not even going to say anything. I just forgot about the word interaction. So never mind. I think that's actually, there's two things. Chase and Brooklyn took Phoebe to Gregory's memorial bench on her adoption day.
Yes.
So that was sweet. And Britt is apparently in charge of doing all the laundry for the baseball team too. The softball team. These players don't take their uniforms home?
I guess not.
Ew.
Right.
That's beyond. But apparently the room above Kelly's is now available again because Felicia found Britt a sublet because somebody is taking a sabbatical.
Yes.
But Tristan did move out. But he was actually really nice to her and said he's trying to help her because then he also picked up on Anna and he said that he recognizes the damage done by the WSB in Anna and there is a way to get out. What's that mean?
I don't know.
There.
I haven't figured him out yet.
I haven't either. I don't feel like we've really had enough of him to even potentially figure him out.
And anytime he talks to somebody, people are either overly sympathetic or ridiculously mean to him. We haven't had just a normal interaction.
Yeah. Like we know nothing about him.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's really it.
I mean, that makes sense. It was kind of a meh.
Yeah.
The week was meh.
We moved along. Curtis was found guilty. Shocker.
Yeah.
Jacinda's gone. What? Everyone's out of business.
Yep.
It's a going out of business sale in Port Charles.
Does that mean fireworks are half off?
Yes. And apparently costumes as well.
Reality check.
So how was your week?
It was meh. Just kind of like GH. It was meh. I worked all week, still in training, learning a whole bunch of stuff. My brain hurts. we had a different trainer the one day, and she went ridiculously slow. Everything that we learned, there's like a job aid for, and so you read like 6 paragraphs, and then there's one sheet that explains it in like 5 steps. Everything is
Okay.
overly explained, which
Well,
is good if you need help or whatever, but it's pretty common sense stuff. And so she would go over all 6 pages and then open up the job aid, go over that in detail, and then tell you to save it. And so by the end of the day, I was like, oh my God, please just move forward. This is awful. So luckily that was Wednesday, but I thought that I was just going to like die of boredom in the class on Wednesday. So we made it through that. And then Wednesday I went out with my best friend from high school. And so that was much needed. We had a wonderful dinner and then just like drove around like we used to do whenever we were teenagers, talking about ridiculous things like we did whenever we were teenagers, and just being whatever. She has some crappy life stuff going on, and I have my crappy life stuff going on with my mom. So it was nice to just, forget about all of that and talk about all the weird, silly stuff from back in the day or whatever. But besides that, that's it. Next week's back to school, so we're
oh my gosh.
on that bus. Yep. The summer flew by. I'm not ready.
It's still weird.
But-
I mean, I'm going into my second year of not having to deal with anything with the school year, and it's still weird. Oh, it's weird.
So I don't know.
I think it's going to take a while before it's not.
Yeah. I mean, that's your routine for all those years, especially if you have multiple
Since
kids.
I was 4. Last year was
Right.
the first year since I was 4 that a school year had nothing to do with my year or my life.
Yeah.
That's
I still
a long
haven't had
time.
that yet. I still haven't had that yet. So,
Right, exactly. Since you
Mhm.
were, well, you would have been 5 when you started kindergarten just because your birthday's in February.
Yeah. Since I
And
was
the rules,
5,
well,
I've been
where I started, I was allowed to start at 4. So,
got it. Yep. No,
but I
since
did not
was 5.
graduate from kindergarten. Fun fact about me.
Oh no.
I had the chicken pox. I missed the last 2 weeks.
I've never had the chicken pox. So
Good for you. They were not fun. I'm a kindergarten dropout.
Well, everyone talks about that as like an 80s thing, like 70s, 80s of everyone wanted their
chicken
kids to
pox?
have chicken
Oh yeah,
pox.
they used to have chicken pox parties.
Right.
Yeah.
And I never had chicken pox. So sorry. Can't sympathize with you, but it sounds horrible. Sorry you had to go through that, especially as a
I don't remember
little 4 or 5-year-old, poor baby. So, but
I
anyway,
survived.
I'm glad to hear that. So yeah, that's just what we're doing, is getting in the last days of summer. She went to Kennywood today. Ryan took her to Kennywood. She's going to Kennywood again on Monday with her dad. And I don't know. She has a birthday party for one of her friends tomorrow, so we have to go shopping for a present. So it's the Madeline show again because school is starting. So that is that. But how about you, besides being sick? Like, we never talk on the phone, and then I had to call you this week and you were all dying.
Yep, that was fun. Yeah, it hit me. I was just feeling tired. And then so on Sunday, we went to Steel City Con and met Adam Savage from Mythbusters, which was my daughter's highlight. We were supposed to meet him in April, and he wound up actually canceling. And everyone online said he never cancels. So the fact that he canceled was really a big deal. And I mean, you can't do anything about it, So we still went back in April, but because we had already bought the tickets, but we were able to do it this year. We were able to do it this month. However, my son had already had plans to go up back to college for the weekend. So I feel like that's the hardest part of right now is, he's still here, but not here. And she's doing a lot better. She was really sad because we paid for the professional photo, and she's like, I wish that he was in it.
Oh.
So, but I mean, it didn't stick with her. So hopefully, at least much that she's telling me. But yeah, she loves Studio Ghibli, and she found this picture of him where he dressed up like the character No Face and walked around one of the Comic-Cons or whatever. And so she printed it off. Well, we printed it off online. And she asked him to sign that. And he knew exactly where it was from. And it was either 2008 or 2009. And he and the woman that was standing with him, and I guess she's been with him this entire time, so it'll be almost 20 years. She said it was actually the very first time that he and Jamie from Mythbusters were on a panel, and that they kind of got a little bit of a negative reaction because they were reality stars.
Oh.
Yep. And of course now they are reality TV, but they're not what we now consider reality TV, right? But it was just really, really cool. And then, yeah, I was sick, but still thankfully, it was a rainy, crummy week.
It was.
It was probably a really good week to be sick. I had a lot of showings Monday and Tuesday. I'm trying to think. JD wound up taking her to yoga. Like, that's how sick I was. I was just totally out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel better now.
Good.
Today's the first day that I sound okay, but just taking her to work this morning and coming home, I was so tired.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll get a good night's rest tonight, and we have something fun tomorrow. Yay. I'll talk about it next week.
Right, you gotta save that stuff.
Yep, just in case nothing happens, I have to.
Right.
So, yeah, other than that, I really don't think, not that I can think of. We're so excited.
We are.
All right. So join us on Thursday as we share our fan roundtable. That was the Port Charles Pizza Pajamas Pinot. I just went all out of order on that.
Mm-hmm.
But
just keep adding words to it, short.
Yep. But that's what it was. So
it was fun. All right. Yep. Have a good week.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review.
And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.